Hello, y'all.
Hi, everyone.
And today we are going to be talking about this book right here.
And this is the IDW hardcover book. And this is from Phase 1.
Phase 1.
And this is Volume 1, like you can see here. And you can see has a nice picture of Megatron. And on the side here, on the sides here it says Transformers, the IDW collection here, and the number here. And on the back it shows the rest of the picture of Megatron. It's just this arm with his fusion cannon. And down at the bottom here, it reads what's in it and what's it about.
Okay.
And this is going to be something really different, because if you remember, me and my dad here did the unboxing number 2, where I had Phase 1 Volume 2 of the book. Not this one, but it was Volume 2, but this is Volume 1.
So, in other words, we skipped a book. So now we're circling back to the very first book before we get back off into the second book. So this way we can understand where the first book leaves off and the second one picks up. Now, there's one thing about this book, and it's a lot better than what I thought. This goes a lot more in depth with each character, which is pretty amazing. Some of the stories that they have in here are really, really good. It has the origins of Megatron, how he become to be the way he is and the way he got there. So some of this is very unique in its way, and like the first one is Megatron's origins, and they're talking about this Megatron right here.
And this is him as a miner, but he also became a gladiator, and also the Decepticon leader. So Megatron Origins tells the story about when Megatron first became the leader of the Decepticons.
So, reading this compared to the character, it's worth reading because you start to understand how everything become to be, which I applaud them. This is really good storyline. I didn't think it was going to be as good until I started reading it, and it's surprised me. The next one that we have as far as this first volume here, well, let me go ahead and go through a couple of pages. I don't know how well this is coming up, but show you a couple of pages from the origins. And it's very colorful, and each page is no black and white in here. It is all color pages. Okay, now that is some of the story right there of the Megatron origins. The next one is the Spotlight of Blur. Six. Let's see here. '96. Bear with me. I'm getting to it right there. See, like this right here will be the Spotlight of Blur, and then it goes to his character and storyline of Blur. The next one is, I want to say it's Cliff Jumper, I'm not sure. Yes, Spotlight of Cliff Jumper. 120. 16. See, like this right here is some of the artwork for Blur. And that is amazing. And like this right here, this is the spotlight for Cliff Jumper. And Colton's going to show you Cliff Jumper. The next one is Spotlight on Shockwave.
I have a different Shockwave, which is this one. And this is the one from Transformers Prime.
Transformers Prime. This is the spotlight of Shockwave in the book. And now the next one is the spotlight on Nightbeat. That is Nightbeat. I'll show you one more picture of Shockwave. And now we're going to turn it straight to Nightbeat, who's on the next page. Nightbeat. And then it goes off into his story. And the next one after that is Hot Rod.
I have a different Hot Rod. And it's the, like, shattered glass version, which is from the Power of the Primes line. And also a repaint of the original version, which is in the Rodimus Prime and Hot Rod colors. But this here is the, like, shattered glass colors.
And here is Hot Rod in the book. And then it shows him, he is a carefree younger Autobot who takes very, very high risk. Hope that's coming in good. And that is the spotlight on Hot Rod. The next one is Soundwave. That is where we are at right now. 216. Find it. 216. Perfect. Perfect. That is the G1 sound wave, which in the picture here, just like the book, that is G1 sound wave. Which in 1980s, G1 sound wave was a Walkman. That is old, outdated, obsolete today. But, yes, I even had a Walkman. Yes. Yes. And everybody back in the 80s had Walkmans. Either that or a big boom box.
Oh, and there's also the next one, which is not the spotlight issue, and that is,
let's see here. That is
Infiltration.
Infiltration. So the last spotlight is on Soundwave, and then we have Infiltration, and then this book will be done. Then we can get back to the volume 2 that we got off into, skipping volume 1 by accident. Let's see here. There it is right there. There it is right there. So Colton, what do you think of this book so far?
It was really great.
This book right here goes more into depth than what I even thought, because all we knew was the storyline that we have from 1980s in the cartoons. That's basically all we had.
And there were comic books, like Transformers comic books back in the 80s. And they were called the Transformers Marvel comics. And they were okay-ish.
I don't know. We, as far as my youth, we didn't get any of them. I knew of them, but we didn't get any of them. So all I knew was the backstory, a little bit of the backstory of some characters like Soundwave and stuff like that, and what we known from the cartoons of Teletran 1, them crashing into a volcano back when their dinosaurs roamed the earth and stuff like that. Here, in these books, they put a more thought process into it and actually went more in depth with the stories.
And we're just talking about the IDW Transformers comics, because the IDW the IDW Transformers comics does really well with storytellings.
It does really good with storytellings. That it does, and it's a lot more
in the
graphic
in the Transformers universe.
Right, because there is a bunch of different spin-offs of Transformers. So this is the IDW, which is way different than, the other Transformer movies.
And in the cartoons.
Yes, in the cartoon, but this one here has more depth, more volume to it, more. You get to really find out who the characters are and what they're about.
And they take it really serious.
Yeah. So.
And also about the Marvel comics that I was telling y'all about. I already told y'all that they were okay-ish. But when you get to the artwork, some of them are great, some of them are meh. And some of them just look really terrible. Like somebody just brought their 5-year-old child and just made him color it in with random colors. And also, in 2002 to 2005 came out Dreamwave. And the storytellings were still like meh. But when you get to the Dreamwave comics called War Within, Transformers War Within, it's really great. But I will have to say this. Dreamwave went out of business. They went bankrupt back in 2005 because they weren't making any money.
I have to take you on that word for that. I don't know much about that.
And it was all because of Pat Lee.
Well, anyway.
But then in 2005 to 2018 came out IDW, and like I already told y'all, this is the best storytelling in the Transformers universe.
I've got to admit, I've read this with Colton, and I'm glad to see that there's more meat to the story, more depth to each character. Because then you find out that these ain't just running around robots that are just taking commands from Optimus Prime. They have actual stories to each one of them. How Soundwave actually integrated himself and how he become a Decepticon and stuff like that. This is, like I said, each one of them shines a spotlight on each character, and then you get to know the character, and it's worth reading. If you are a Transformers fan, like we are. Yeah, I'm not even going to mention about the stuff that come out with Transformers, the movie and stuff like that. This is where it's at right here. This book right here, because it goes into, here you go, hold that. It goes into the depth of Megatron. And why he become who he is and why he is. And then it goes in depth with the Blur, the Micro Machine, the very fast talker, high speed Autobot. And then you have Cliff Jumper, who just give him something to shoot at. It don't matter. He just says, I will go all the way. And then you have this sinister Shockwave, who is more or less, I get a feeling he does stuff for his own personal reasons, but he will disguise it and hide it from Megatron. But he does have his ulterior motives, and he's also like the mad scientist with the Decepticons. Nightbeat, he is pretty much an investigator. An investigator of who, what, when, how, why. Then you have Hot Rod.
His head was out of
Thanks.
the
Okay.
camera.
His head was out of the camera. And then you have Hot Rod, the young Autobot, who likes to take dangers and chances. Then you have the communicator G1 Soundwave.
Which is where we're at now.
And in the book, you'll see how Soundwave and Megatron integrated themselves and become a part of the Decepticons. And it's a pretty neat story.
And also, we have infiltration in this book. And also, Infiltration was the first comic from IDW, because Infiltration came out in October 2005, the same year that YouTube was aired on.
Okay. So, if some of y'all are still wondering what this channel is about, it's about my past compared to today, of what they have now compared to yesterday of what I had. And also about this book. Wanted to go ahead and spotlight this book right here. Really good storytelling in it. So with that, that's about it. I do G1, G2 reviews. Colton does more updated reviews. And we do appreciate y'all. And we want to say thank you for the support. And with that, that's it. I am going to back out. I'm going to let Colton close it out. Just want to say thank you. And also talk about this book.
So if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.